Hi team, I'm Jay from Drive EV and this is my new car. It's a 186,000 kilometre, 60% state of health, 11-year-old Nissan Leaf. It's the 860 something off the line and it's lasted quite well. I'll show you around the outside in a second. It is in very good condition. Why did I buy a Nissan Leaf? I've got Tesla, which is huge fun, and I can't find anything better than a Tesla to go on a road trip on. I've also got the option of pretty much everything Steve has on the yard whenever I want to, but I wanted something of my own to mess about with and do stupid things to, but also something my wife could take to work, leave outside all day, and I wouldn't care if it got parking scratches or somebody's lack of care. Not going to affect my life. But there's also a big long list of reasons why I particularly wanted what we are affectionately calling good Leaf. Early Leafs had loads of safety features. They become a little bit of a rare option on later models. This particular one has no end of airbags. 1, 2, 3 and 4, some in the back, some in the seats, absolutely loads. With the rebate, this car's incredibly cheap. I won't say how much I paid for it, but it works out to cost me about 2 years worth of petrol. It's really freaking cheap, and there is a great joy in cheap motoring. Environmentally, older cars, as far as I'm concerned, this has paid back its carbon cost. It's 186,000 Ks old. It's done its bit. You can't argue that after nearly 200,000 Ks, it still owes anything to the world, but it's still going strong. 60% state of health equates to about, well, the km meter says 90 Ks. Realistically, it's about 60. My wife's commute to work is 5 Ks. If people were a bit kinder on the road, she'd use a bike. The cost of this car was a big factor. With the rebate, most Kiwis spend about $4,000 to $5,000 a year in petrol alone. If you're only paying something in that region for an electric car, and you're only paying a couple of $100 a year in electricity, it's a free car after a year, as far as I'm concerned. There's a lot of practicality. It is a hatchback. The Tesla is a saloon, and I wanted a car that's always going to be at my house to move things about when I wanted it to. Stuff that I couldn't fit in the back of the Tesla. I've put a tow bar on it. It can get to the dump. It can get to town and back with the trailer. That's all I really need. I'm not putting a tow bar on my Tesla. We've got Hulk, but it's never there when I need it. So it's out working. Hulk's a busy girl. She ain't got time for me. Oh, and bike racks. I've installed bike racks on the roof, on a roof rack, and they're going to be there forever. I'll take those off when I need to clean the car, which will be rare. It's not a big care car. On that note, really nice cars are lovely to go to the shops in, but if you leave your car there and someone scratches it, it's heartbreaking. It absolutely is. If you've paid bugger all for your car, you can't really care too much when it gets scratched. Besides which, this one has come pre-scratched. It's lived a life in Tokyo before it came out here. I think it's been a taxi. It smells like a taxi. And they've done 18,000 kilometers for every year of its life, more or less. So I reckon it's been taxi driving. They didn't care. I'm not going to care. Life is good. It's a social car. I can take this to the pub, and if I decide to have another drink more than I should driving home, I can just leave the car there. Who's going to steal it? It's only going to go 50 Ks. It's barely going to make it out of town. Even if I left the keys in it, it probably wouldn't go that far. Besides which, Leafs are not exactly a high target for theft, and with modern security, even an 11-year-old Leaf is quite a difficult car to steal. It's a 24 kilowatt hour battery with 60% left, so it's about 12 kilowatt hours of usable. That's still a hell of a lot of fun away from the traffic lights. Already, I've had it a couple of weeks, and not very fast cars, but plenty of people will line up next to the lights and try and rev and try and get you to race because they think they're going to annihilate that funny little car. But Leafs can usually pull ahead. As long as you're not trying to go over 50, you're fine. Up to 50, good. After 50, the main reason for me is the whatabouts. Anybody you tell I've got an electric car to, they always say, well, what about the batteries? What about the carbon cost? What about the cost of electricity? What about? This is as bad as it gets in leafing. The battery is knackered as far as it's going to be, and it's still fine, it's still got loads of life to give. I can run this for another 5 years, 10, who knows? I don't know. I'm only charging it on a 3-pin plug. It might be really healthy. It might stick it out. And after that, the battery can go into solar storage. I can put another battery in it. I've got 10 years to work that out. And even then, I don't really care. It might still be fine. It's still gonna, even if it went down to 30% range and still worked, I'd still be able to get to work and back in it. So that's about as much car as I really need. So those are the reasons why I bought the car. We've already done a few modifications, just some fashion and some function. We've put a tow bar on, which Ned's going to make sure I've done properly. I've put a roof rack on and some bike racks. We've given it a good clean. We've put some new wheels on, and it's going to get some other fun upgrades along the way. I can't leave cars alone, which is why a Tesla's really hard for me, because everything costs so much to upgrade on those, and they're already done. There is nothing you can do to a Tesla to make it better. Most modern cars come out with such good stereos, power, everything. It's really hard to do any upgrades. But a little Leaf, there's room for lots and lots of fun things that we could do. So I will be doing some stuff to it, and I will be doing some short videos on the stuff that we do. I am hilariously uncoordinated when it comes to fixing cars, especially if I'm unsupervised. So please don't take it seriously. Do please enjoy laughing at this idiot that's going to probably ruin his car. So that's the story on Jay's new Nissan Leaf.